Good morning and welcome to Daily Game Design. Happy to be here. It's a Sunday morning, and I saw a call on BGDL Facebook group for a little rulebook review. I remember seeing this game go through the crowdfunding phase, Aaron Rebello and Raising Rabbits, so I thought it'd be a nice way to spend a few minutes um, for this hour, just having a look. I don't think I'll do a deep reading, but I mean, he's sending. You can already see like it's gonna look pretty good. I guess it's pretty close to its final, um, yeah, final draft. So mostly, I think he's just looking for, um, perhaps some just little edits and stuff like that. But I really enjoy looking through rule books, and I think it's a pretty fun process. I don't know how many of you will enjoy the process, but one thing is, just if I were considering going back, like if I were working full time at a university in like an English department, which is a very real possibility. I don't know when it could happen. I don't know when it will happen, but I expect it will happen at some point. Um, like I've talked to Southern every now and then about going back over there. It's a class I would actually like to develop. It's basically technical writing in a real world industry, setting or industry. Like writing rule books is tricky, but it's also really fun because who doesn't like people having a nice time, you know? And a rule book is all about getting people to have a nice time sooner than later. That's what a rule book is about. So I think it's really neat. It's really neat to be part of the process. And it's just really important. So yeah, so here it is, Raising Rabbits. As I said, I'm just going to be doing like a quick once over, seeing if anything stands out to me. Um, One thing I already like is that this says one hop token, not one hop, for example, or 20 large bunnies, right? It says tokens. So my preference is almost always to refer to the component itself, because you don't want there are people who are too tempted by theme, and they want the things that people are manipulating to feel a certain way, to be a part of the world or whatever, but I feel like they forget that people still have to manipulate those things. They have to identify the materials. They have to understand how to manipulate things in the physical world. And so referring to components directly, I feel is a really helpful thing to do. Yeah, this is already very encouraging. These comments are kind of fun. Um, and it's smart to show one face up and two face down or whatever. Like it was smart to have three and then show one face up or face down, whichever it is. I like that. So one way I tend to read rulebooks is just to kind of scan and read naturally, and if anything trips me up, if anything suddenly feels like I've stumbled, then that's what I pay attention to. But so far, I mean, just looking at the components list, there's nothing like that. So I assume that the components, so we have the cover, the components is the first left page, and then there's this is cute. This little arrow is crossing um the centerfold, and then or crossing the fold, So that's a nice, because yeah. Anyway, like I said, I'm not gonna do a deep reading or be like heavily critical, but this by itself would be kind of awkward. But I like that he at least connected it across the fold with that little arrow. Color has no effect. This is funny, and he did say there's already stuff. There's already stuff they've caught that they're going to change, but this is a little bit goofy. These are not an unlimited resource. Instead of these are a limited resource. I think staying in the positive is better here. Maybe it's just that not being able to boldface that seems to stand out more. I don't know. I will leave a quick comment. The tricky thing is, like, I think at least 2 other people had commented on the post when I saw it. So there's going to be a bunch of people commenting and a bunch of people leaving notes, and it's going to actually be pretty confusing, I think, for him to go back and figure this out. So I prefer to leave in the positive. In other words, are limited. Yeah. Small tokens are a value of 1 bunny token. What is he pointing to? Oh, right. 20 small bunny tokens, 20 large bunny tokens. Each bunny token value is 1 reputation. Small tokens are a value of 1 bunny token. Huh. Large tokens are a value of 5 bunny tokens. Color has no effect. These are limited resource. Each bunny token value is 1 reputation. What is reputation? It looks like it's something capitalized here. It's probably going to be victory points. Yeah, okay. Okay. I like this structure just a tiny bit better. Each bunny token is the value of 1 reputation. I mean, it's kind of a blending. It's very long and awkward, but it's really clear. So each small token is the value of 1 bunny token. But I don't understand. Wow, I did not expect to be caught up here. What is 1 small token, small bunny token? Oh, I think I see what he's doing. He's just saying small equals 1, large equal 5. But here is this. Okay, I really swear I did not want to get too close of a reading. But I don't love that this is in the list all of a sudden. And that's because this is not a conversion, this is an equality, right? This is small tokens are 1 tokens actually. Like they are 1. The small one is a 1 token. Whereas each bunny token, yeah, this is actually not super great. It's not horrible because I think people will know what he means, but the more I think about it, each bunny token value is 1 reputation. The trouble is that no, that's actually not true. Because this is a bunny token, right? This is a large bunny token. So a large bunny token is not worth 1 reputation. A large bunny token is worth 5 reputation. But that's not what this says. This says each bunny token is worth 1 reputation. So this I would struggle with a little longer. Like I said, I think most people will know what he's talking about, but the way this is presented, if you stop, I think if you slow down and think about it, I don't think it adds up, or I think there's a clearer way to do this. Okay. Iconography. Okay. It's interesting that this is up front. I don't mind it. Show value supply, poop, first place token. These icons look pretty good. Okay, suddenly, okay, I'm still here. I'm still here. And suddenly, I'm thinking of making a small exception to my typical rule. So I think a small token is actually worth 1 bunny. I don't think it's worth 1 bunny token, right? It's the value of 1 bunny. Large tokens are the value of 5 bunnies because what you're doing is converting to a currency, and that currency can be abstract. It doesn't really matter. Like, it could be money, right? So, but that money is not always represented in tokens, is my point. So each bunny, now this would make it, this is kind of why I'm doing this, because it would make this part clear. Each bunny is the value of 1 reputation, right? So if you convert from tokens to bunnies and then bunnies to reputation, I think that's clear. Isn't this so silly to get stuck here? But anyway, that was fun. Okay, I don't understand why there is a subcategory here, but not a subcategory up here. This, by the way, I just want to affirm this guy. It does look really good. Collect poop repair pen, gain a gold card, visit the market. Okay, I don't love this one because which one of these is not like the others? Because all of these sound like actions, but no, maybe it's this one, gain a gold card. This one is concrete, right? These are abstract. Unless you're actually collecting poop tokens or something like that. I mean, I guess I see that they are actions, but I like that this one. I'm not gonna okay, I'm good. After the action or event inside the white box is complete, I think I'm meant to keep reading straight down here, right? Because this is set off by, I don't know, this white space. Event trigger. After the action or event inside the white box is complete, you may trigger the followed effect. You probably fixed this already, the following effect, or the effect that follows. After the action or event inside the white box is complete, you may trigger the following action or effect. When a rabbit has a whiteboard trigger with an action, that rabbit must participate in the action for the followed effect to trigger. Okay, not a big fan of whatever is happening right here. I'll come back. The player must pay all the resources inside the gold box to trigger the effect that follows. See, here's effect that follows versus followed effect. I prefer effect that follows, but I don't understand the logic yet. So this feels out of context, this whole section, unfortunately. I would, especially because this is the iconography section, I wouldn't define things here. I wouldn't put rules here for triggers. Like, this is just iconography. Don't make me try to understand the rules when I'm just looking at iconography, right? Okay, in the quaint village of Boroughbrook, very cute name, Raising rabbits is the heart and soul to all the local enthusiasts. Is the heart of all the local enthusiasts? With rabbits recently being voted as the ideal pet, I'm sure you put the comma inside of the quotes there. Rabbit professionals from all over have been coming to Boroughbrook to gain the highest reputation in the rabbit community. Maybe rabbit raising professionals? I don't know. Anyway, okay. As an aspiring rabbit professional, you've been invited to the annual auction to start the upcoming year of raising rabbits. Great, that's clear and simple. As the auction approaches, you've learned the trades of breeding rabbits, you've learned the trade. You've learned the trade of breeding rabbits. It's probably not trades, yeah. The process of breeding rabbits, but I think he wants to go trade there. The grace of winning ribbons and the riches of collecting poop. The order there is a little bit funny to me, and also I know collecting poop here is here for shock value, but it doesn't really fit on the same level of breeding rabbits, because breeding rabbits would include collecting poop, but breeding rabbits would not necessarily include a grace of winning ribbons. Okay, not overthinking this, I promise. Just like all the other professionals in Boroughbrook, you have your eyes set on starting your joyful adventure. Just be aware of the ever-changing, I think there's a hyphen here, ever-changing weather and the local events that make this town so challenging. Aaron, if you watch this, I want to be positive. I am generally disappointed now when I see these kinds of, randomizing global effects. So, but I'm not here to develop the game. I'm here to read the rulebook. And this looks great. Like, I think, yes, I'm not trying to be negative, I'm just trying to be productive. Let's see. Objective. Over a series of months, you'll need to outperform your competitors to win ribbons at the monthly show. Collect poop to pay for new tools and supplies, and breed your rabbits to increase your reputation as a rabbit professional. There are many ways to gain reputation, all of which are equally important. However, some methods might be more time-consuming or have a higher risk, especially considering your opponents have access to the same information you do. It would not be as you do. I don't think so. Or same information as you can choose there. Okay, I don't super love this. Objective, I think, should be more concrete. So this could be introduction, but the objective, I think, should be earn the most reputation points by the end of X number of rounds or months, right? X number of rounds, parentheses, or months, something like that. Yeah, I don't think this should be a thematic description. I don't. Not under objective. Under introduction, yes, but not a objective. Okay. You can see I have strong feelings about this, but I don't really need to. It's just I do. Okay, gaining reputation. Bunny token is 1. Every 3 money is 1. Poop / premium poop. Both are worth 1. Okay. 8, 6, and 4. Okay. All right. Let's move on to page number 4. Setup. This looks great. Typically I would want to see Yeah, this looks good. Okay, set the monthly tracker on the playing surface. I generally like play area here. Set the monthly tracker in the center of the play area with the month token on the month of April. Also, what are you going to be capitalizing? That's another major question here. So like poop, in the story, I would expect poop to be lowercase. However, moving forward, I would expect poop to be uppercase, to be capitalized, because it is well, no, I would expect poop token to be capitalized because it is a component. Set the monthly tracker. What is the monthly tracker? Oh, I see. And do you have the monthly tracker? One monthly tracker and month token. One monthly tracker and 1 month token. What is it down here? Set the monthly tracker on the playing surface with the month token on the month of April. How does that work? Because the token is like below the thing or off to the side of the thing, right? Set to, oh, okay, so it is off to the side. So I would say set to the month of April, not on the month of April. Not a big deal. People will know what he's talking about. Place the bunny tokens, carrot coins. I love that the carrot is carrot. That's cute. Carrot coins, show ribbons, and buff tokens into piles easily reachable by all players. I like within reach of all players. For a 2-player game, remove 1 color of bunny tokens. Fair enough. Shuffle all decks separately and place them in a central area. Okay. Okay, overthinking a touch here, but we don't know what counts as a deck, unfortunately. I know I'm being persnickety here, but we don't know what counts as a deck. Because obviously reference cards will not be in the deck. 20 repair cards, do they have their own deck? Are repair cards and item cards shuffled into a shared deck? So I think this needs a little more, this needs some clarification. Unfortunately, for dumb people like me, it's not necessarily obvious to me that because a card is of a certain type that it's not shuffled in together. For instance, there are special instructions in the classic Pandemic where there are special instructions on how to construct the deck, right? I forget what it's called, even whatever the Pandemic deck is. So I would want a little clarification here about what counts as a deck. Yeah. Okay, add champions to the play area based on your desired difficulty. See page 11 for our suggestions. Great. Good. Each player chooses a color of action cubes and places the matching colored breeding board and show board in front of them side by side. Okay. Each player places a repair card on each rabbit pen on both their breeding board and show board. Match the card's art to the board's art. I like that a lot. That's a nice detail. I would still want to capitalize breeding board and show board here. I think it's a preference, and if suddenly everything has capitalization, then it would be kind of annoying, but it's still my preference, I think. Each player draws 2 gold cards. Keep these a secret from the other players. Each player starts with 10 1-carat coins and a reference card. Okay, fair enough. The player who most recently saw a rabbit takes the starting player hop token and places it. See, right? Like this. Capitalized. And places it in front of them. The player, I always like to include, or a random player. I think it's helpful just because some people don't care about these little games to play before the game. Okay, initial auction. What, some flavor text? Is that what's going on here? Before your month-to-month life of being a rabbit raising professional begins. See, this is even this is a detail here. It doesn't matter, but I prefer consistency. Are you a rabbit professional or a rabbit raising professional? Because you've been calling me a rabbit professional this whole time. Aspiring rabbit professional. So am I a rabbit professional or a rabbit raising professional? I want to know. Who am I? You know? There is an auction to set you up with your new rabbitry in Burrowbrook. Before your month-to-month life. Oh, I see. Initial auction. Okay, running the auction. The player with the hop token, see, it's not capitalized here. I don't know why. The player with the hop token will host the first auction. They draw 2 rabbit cards. Keep one and place the other face up in the play area for auction. Nice. All players then secretly bid for the revealed rabbit card, including the player who revealed it. I like that. I like how this feels like summary. That's very nice. Each player takes their coins in hand and privately decides how much to bid on the currently revealed rabbit. Reminder, rabbits cost 3 carats at the market. Market should also be capitalized in my point of view. What do you mean here? Rabbit cards cost 3 at the market. Where is the market? This is the market area, but what do you mean by 3? Rabbits cost 3 carats at the market. Okay, I don't know if this is a strategy tip, but this is confusing to me. Once all players are ready, they reveal their chosen bid to everyone. The player who bid the most returns their coins to the supply and takes the rabbit card into their hand. Players who bid but did not win their auction get their coins back or keep their coins. Now, what about... Okay, good. Okay. If there is a tie during a bid, you're not going to like me, but I would put resolving ties before I put the one who bids the most. So they reveal. If there's a tie, do something. If there is a winner, that person takes a card and all losers take the whatevers. Doesn't matter, not a big deal, but that's my preference. If there is a tie during the bid, and it shouldn't say if there is a tie during a bid because the lowest bids could tie. So it should be if there is a tie for highest bid, the tied players participate in a second round of bidding, right? Because you don't mean that, let's say there's 3 players, 2 bid 1, 1 bids 3, these 2 bid again, and now they know they can outbid 3. That's not what you mean, right? If there is still a tie, discard the rabbit card and all players get their coins back. I would also include play passes to the next player here. Right? Because, well, what do we do now? Like, is this the end of that auction? I mean, of that instance of the auction? So I would include, yeah, play passes somewhere in here. See, this is why I think I'm actually a decent rulebook reviewer. It's because I really push myself to be pretty dumb when I'm reading a rulebook. And it's not that hard for me, unfortunately. I wish it was a lot harder for me. But it's pretty easy to play dumb. Okay, continuing / ending the auction. The auction continues in clockwise order until all players have hosted the auction once. The auction then ends and the rest of the game begins. Cool. Important. Players keep any carrot coins they have not spent during the auction. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to jump over here. So, it looks like here's an example. Nice looking example. Robin draws 2 rabbit cards, chooses one to keep, and places the other in the center of the table. Is it the table or the playing surface or the play area? Even though this is like it's set off as a different example, I still prefer consistency. That's it, just consistency. Okay, Brian bid 1 carrot, Robin bid 2 carrots, and both Phoebe and Tamil have bid 3 carrots, resulting in a tie. Both Brian and Robin get their coins back and can no longer bid on this rabbit. Yeah, see, this example doesn't clarify the issue I brought up earlier. I know it feels like it should, but it doesn't, because if these two had tied, like if they both bid 2, then would they still be out of the auction? It doesn't clarify that. Although I assume they would be, but I'm just playing dumb. Okay, Phoebe and Tamil have a second round of bidding, secretly deciding how many additional... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, okay, adding to their original bid. I just didn't read that part. Adding to their original bid. If there's still a tie... Oh, that's tough. Ties are like really punishing potentially then, right? Personally, I think they should just rebid. I think it's pretty wild that they have to add to their bid. But that's just me. I haven't played the game yet. Okay, she wins the tie, pays her coins to the bank. There's a bank? I think you mean returns to the supply. Yeah, returns their coins to the supply. You can call it a bank, but define it as a bank first. You can't just call something a bank and a supply and hope that everybody knows that those are the same thing. Although you wish they would, because it seems obvious, right? She wins the tie, pays her coins, returns her coins back to the supply, returns her bid coins back to the supply, and gets, there's no apostrophe here, and gains the rabbit card. I would say gains probably here. Where does the rabbit card go? Does it go to their hand? Or does it go to the play area or what? Oh, into their hand. Right. Yep. Tamil gets all his coins back. Nice. Okay. Wow. We're about halfway done. I think I'm going to... I guess this is just a sample for how I tend to read rulebooks. I do want to get to Sugar Shack here very shortly. Maybe I'll read one more page and see how it goes. I'm a little nervous that there are so many pages. A lot of great examples, a lot of big examples, so that's encouraging. But yeah, I'm not sure I was expecting so much. As in, not like, oh, a rule book should always be super short no matter what. I think I was expecting probably a simpler game. Oh, that's nice. Okay, there's a whole example for a first month. Okay, and the rabbit cards. Okay. Oh, this is great. Yeah, okay, so that's very good. Okay. Oh, nice. Little quick reference on the back. Very good. Okay. Oh, this is cute. I saw the name before. Oh, maybe I just saw it in the email. But that is cute, Rebel Raptor. Okay, I'll just do a little more reading. Yeah, because now we're actually to like playing the game. Raising Rabbits is played over a series of months. See, this I like in no, it's fine. I was gonna say I might like this mentioned in objective, but it did exactly what I was suggesting, which was, or what I would have suggested, which was put one of the two in parentheses. I like that. So that you're defining the one. I like that. Over a series of months, rounds. Each month consists of a turn phase during which players each get a turn to play rabbit cards, spend action cubes, take actions, and take advantage of their card abilities, and a monthly show phase during which rabbits submitted to the show compete for rewards. Nice. Each month consists of 2 phases. I might say that just so that I don't have to carry the idea that there's one phase here and carry it all the way through that description and then get here and realize there are 2 phases. I might say each month consists of 2 phases. A turn phase, during which blah blah blah, and a monthly show phase, during which I think it would just help package my expectations a lot better, or shape my expectations a lot better, because this is a full paragraph, which is technically one sentence. And I'm not trying to stay focused for one sentence. Oh, here it is. One sentence. I don't love that, but two phases would actually help keep me hopeful and encouraged as I read through all of this to discover that there are 2 phases. Okay. At the start of each month, if it is the first month of the game, skip to step 3. Nice. Remove all spent action cubes and place them back. So this sort of coordination, you don't need a comma between, but who cares? Like there might be a couple grammar Nazi people who care about that, but it's not a big deal. Remove all spent action cubes and place them back in the box. Move the month token to the next month and pass the hop token to the next player clockwise. Ignore this. Ignore if this is the first month of the game. Right. Right. Maybe reminder ignore, because you already told me I don't have to care if it's the first month. Discard any remaining items / rabbit cards from the market and draw and reveal 3 new rabbit cards and 2 new item cards. Okay, I'm gonna complain a little bit here, but it's only because I haven't read the rest of the rulebook, and you might have addressed this. But this is a month cleanup phase. So I wouldn't front load this here without understanding what's going on. I would want this to be end of each month. Right? Especially because there is a first month difference. No, that's not especially, but also because it would actually work better to shift this down, because you could get the start of the first month, give it its own section, start of first month, so you don't have to do this little gymnastics to like explain to me that the first month is different. You actually just hit me with the first month in setup, right? Because this is still technically part of setup. The game has not begun yet. So after setup, including setup for the first month, I think I might be crazy, I might be ignorant here. After setup, which includes the first month, then go through how the round structure happens, and then include all this stuff in like month cleanup or start of a new month, because this is definitely not start of each month. This is start of a new month or end of round cleanup. So I would shift this down below. And that's just my first impression. I haven't, if I read the whole rule book, maybe I would feel differently. But this feels out of place, in particular because I don't know what any of this means yet. Discard any remaining items, rabbit cards from the market. Why are there cards in the market? I don't know because I haven't played yet. So you're asking me to understand, to read and remember and understand things without knowing the game yet. So I wouldn't put this here. I would make this end of month cleanup. Okay. Discard the previous bunny bulletin cards. See, this is more stuff I don't know anything about. So I would not, I would not put this here. Any sunshine abilities from rabbits or items take effect. Maybe that's why this is here. Maybe it's something to do. No, this is still, I feel like this is still end of round stuff. Discard the previous bunny bulletin cards and reveal a new bunny bulletin card. If whatever this is revealed, trigger all effects now. Wait, so, but this, yeah. See, I wouldn't save space on this. I would shift, because this can still happen during the first month, right? Up through here. Whereas I don't think there are any rabbits out yet for this ability to trigger. So I would have a first month section as part of setup. I'd get into the game after that. Then I would drop this down to the bottom of the month, the round description. Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to overthink, but here we are. And I'm already 40 minutes in, so I'm just going to finish this page and then I'll be done. Okay. Player turns. Each player gets 1 turn per month. Ouch. That's amazing. Oh, that's tough. During your turn, you do the following. 1, refill the market. Wait a minute. Has the market been filled? Wait. Maybe I just flew by it. No, because we shuffle all decks separately and place them in a central area. The auction, the extra rabbit goes into the market, but then they come out of the market and go to the hand. Okay, what did I miss here? Remove, discard. We're discarding stuff from the market. Draw and reveal. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, draw and reveal 3 new rabbit cards and 2 item cards. Right. That was a mistake. I just missed this part. Aaron, I'm sure you're like, wait, what? You just, what are you talking about? You already read that? Totally fine. All I'm doing now is acting as a real player who's going through this rule book in order, and those kind of things, they can get skimmed over. Okay, each player gets 1 turn per month. During your turn, you do the following. I don't mind this shift in audience, in pronouns. I don't love it, but I actually prefer this now to trying to always stay in one or the other. Okay, each player gets 1 turn per month. During your turn, you do the following. It's a bit awkward here to shift like that, but I get it. Like, it's still pretty clear. Refill the market. What does refill mean? Does it mean to refill back to 3 rabbit cards? What is refill? Because it doesn't mean discard and refill, right? It just assumes that somebody might have taken... What? No, there's like an order of operations thing here that I'm getting hung up on. Because why am I refilling the market? Where have the bunnies gone? Like, this could be like a market check. If the market has fewer than 3 rabbits, refill back to 3 rabbits. It could be like that. But so far, the rulebook reads as if a bunch of stuff has already happened. And that, to me, is very awkward and hard to follow. Play rabbit cards, spend action cubes, and use card abilities. Nice. Pass the turn. See, I would have this be the first step of somebody's turn, and then have them refill the market at the end of their turn, then pass. Because I don't know why the market is not full right now. Right? As the rulebook reader, I don't know what's happened. Why? Because it seems like it's full. Right? So I would add this as a step at the end of a player's turn, have them refill, and then pass the turn. Okay, refill the market. At the start of a player's turn, the market must be refilled. Draw rabbits and items to replace the cards that have been removed from, I'm sure you caught that, from the previous player's turn. And this would have an apostrophe because that player owns that turn. Play rabbit cards. Oh, I would continue numbering these, right? I would number these. So this is number 1, refill the market. I love that there's this little summary, though. I think that's great. Those are very helpful. Okay, play rabbit cards. Anytime during your turn, you may place a rabbit card from your hand onto any unoccupied and repaired pen. Okay, don't love this right here. I don't love this. I'm sure okay, this whole time I'm trying to reinforce the idea. I'm not meaning to be negative here. I'm just, whenever I trip over something, I'm going to highlight that. It doesn't mean I have any answers, or it doesn't mean that this doesn't work. It's more like, how is a pen repaired? At this point in the game, how could a pen be repaired? Right? It's not. I because it implies that something happened to the pen, and I don't know anything about what can happen to a pen yet. But more importantly, repaired implies it's already been damaged, but that's why I wouldn't choose a term like repaired here. I would choose something like I don't know. I'm just going to try for a few words. They're not right, but I would go for something like a whole pen, a pristine pen, something that doesn't imply it was damaged at one point already, right? Because a repaired pen, I would think that means I have to do something to that pen in order to repair it. But I should be able to place a rabbit in a pen that has not taken any damage whatsoever. So why would it be repaired? So that's why I'm getting hung up on this term right here. I don't love it. Unfortunately, some of these things, these could have major cascading effects to like all the cards, for example. I don't know if all the cards have this type of terminology on it. If they do, then of course the ship is going to be hard to steer away from this. But if that's not the case, if this is easy to address, I would absolutely take repaired pen. I would take repaired off and replace it with something else. Okay, swap the positions of your rabbit cards among other rabbit cards on your boards or unoccupied spaces. Yeah, I don't have enough context for what's happening here. I definitely don't. From reading the rule book up until this point, I have no concept of what these things mean. So swap the positions of your rabbit cards among other rabbit cards on your boards or unoccupied spaces. What are unoccupied spaces if they're not spaces on your boards? Huh. Play rabbit cards, right. Swap, okay, I'm gonna go back here. Place a rabbit card from your hand onto any unoccupied and repaired pen. Where are these pens? What have I missed? What have I missed? What is an unoccupied space a pen? Is that what it is? on your boards or unoccupied space. Okay, remove a rabbit card from your board and return it to your hand. Okay, fair enough. And I can do any of these any number of times. Is that right? Anytime and any number of times during your turn, you may do all this stuff. Okay. Place a rabbit card from your hand onto any unoccupied and repaired pen. Okay, so here we have the term unoccupied, so that's great. And it's connected to pen. But why is this an unoccupied space? Is that different? You know what? I actually prefer reading a rulebook without having played the game, because a lot of this stuff just gets swept under the rug if somebody teaches the game, right? Or if like I learn the game, I'm in action, like I especially if somebody teaches me the game, obviously. But this right here is unguided playtest style, like where I'm reading the rule book with literally no concept of this game. I have no idea how it works. I never watched a video about it. I don't even fully understand like mechanically what is going on. Or I don't understand at all mechanically what's going on, except I've seen that there's an auction. So this something is going on here that is very unclear in my view. Okay. When a rabbit card is removed from any of your boards, is that either of your boards? Because there's only two, right? Because you have the, what is it called? A breeding board and a show board. So from either, I think that's what that means, right? Either board, not any. It implies more than two, I think. All tokens on the rabbit are discarded to the supply. On the rabbit card, it should say card here, not rabbit. Okay, after the breeding and enter the show actions, the rabbits involved in these actions cannot be swapped or removed that month. Okay. I think there's an order of information issue here. So I know this is a massive puzzle, and I'm sure he put a lot of thought into the structure here, but there's so much going on that I have no context for yet. Right? Like, what is this doing here? Well, let me move on. Here's the deal. What I might do then is actually front load the action types. Okay, before playing rabbit cards, I might front load the action types, because then at least I would have more context for understanding why a pen would be repaired, for example, or what this is doing here. So, like, because it's any time. So, because it's any time, I might just throw this down at the bottom somewhere. Like, I would flip these two. If you can, I'd probably flip them, because understanding the actions helps me understand the rabbit cards a lot better, I think. Spend action cubes. On your turn, you may spend 0 to 3 action cubes. The 6 actions on your player boards all cost action cubes and help you gain reputation to win the game. I like this. I think this is practical. Like, the first time an icon shows up, he's got the definition in the parentheses, or the interpretation in the parentheses. I like that a lot. And then not after that. So I think that's cool. When spending action cubes, place the cube on the board action you want to use. Then complete the action in full. So this would be, I should be marking this up, but hopefully he just watches this video back. I'm so sorry. This looks like it's going to be an hour long. I'm very sorry about this. Oh, you know what? I don't mean to leave him hanging. I was going to do, a quick skim of the whole thing, but I feel like there's probably enough here that like, first of all, I don't want to break his heart. I think he did a great job so far. You know, it looks like there are a bunch of things that I would do to clarify what's going on. And I doubt he has time for the kinds of things that I would suggest. So what I would probably suggest is, I mean, this is the heartbreaking thing would be to slow down and restructure the rule book and clarify a bunch of stuff. That would take a fair amount of time, and I know he wants to take it to the publisher, send it to the manufacturer the end of this week. Also, these are the kinds of changes I don't think I would be comfortable volunteering for. So I never told him that I have edited rule books for money in the past, for pay in the past, but I do like offering this kind of as a service, just kind of as feedback and one type of reader's response. Anyway, yeah, I would make my impression here is after reading through, it looks like the first third of the rule book, close to the first half, I would make some fundamental changes, and some of these things would just become like, you just need to incorporate a pattern, a way of, you know, continuing to apply the same consistent type of style throughout the rest of the rule book. That is easy. That's the easy part. I would say restructuring is the hard part. Deciding what the players need to know and when they need to know it is the hard part, and that would take a fair amount of time, and I don't know if it would be worth it. I don't know if it'd be worth it to slow down and to pay an editor to do that. Partly because, yeah, like, it's probably better to get it out and get it done than to spend a whole lot of time restructuring. Yeah, because you can always like do like FAQs, and you are gonna have to run, you know, like the BGG forums for a while, because I have a feeling players are gonna be asking questions. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I didn't get through the whole thing, but I hope at least this this style of reading was kind of clarifying to you as far as the status of the rule book. And that was my intention, was just to give you a little mirror, just to see how somebody might read it. Yeah, if I were you, Aaron, now I'm talking directly to you, I would have a professional editor look at this, if only to catch a bunch of the punctuation things. I'm sure you're doing that. I'm sure you've got somebody looking over that. Now there would be higher order things, as you've seen. There would be bigger picture changes that I would suggest, and that's without seeing the whole rule book yet. I mean, without having read it. But anyway, it looks really cool. It looks beautiful. I think it's absolutely well laid out. It's just the information and some of the clarity in terms of structure and word choice that I would that I'd like to see some improvements around. But in general, I mean, this is way better than a lot of rule books I've seen, and even some that I've written. So I love that you're able to get the illustrations in here. It looks great. So anyway, unfortunately, I think that's it for me. I'm not going to get to Sugar Shack, but this was fun to have a quick read and just learn more about another designer's game. I think it's really fun. Okay, yeah, that's it for me. So bye-bye for now.